I can't remember. I know you were quite interested in Bitcoin. Does El Salvador support the case for Bitcoin to the moon?
Well, a lot of my friends are Bitcoin enthusiasts. I am not. I think, it just doesn't make sense to have a payment system with Bitcoin when you can use, I'm using my phone to make payments. I mean, what's the big problem? Why do we need Bitcoin? That's number one. Number two, El Salvador, let's face it, it's on its back. It's got real problems. It's a bankrupt country, in fact. So they're grasping at straws with Bitcoin, but I don't think it's going to spread to other countries. Maybe a few other countries, maybe Cuba, other countries that have financial problems will adopt it. But otherwise, I don't think this is not going to go too far. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not convenient, it's risky, and so forth.
Mark, is there anything that would make sense? Is there anything that actually you need to see in the cryptocurrency space, in the Bitcoin space, for you to change your mind on it?
If governments around the world, particularly the U.S. government, allows payment of taxes in Bitcoin or some cryptocurrency, then I would change my mind, because then it would become internationally recognized currency. But as it stands now, that's not the case. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
What will you look out for actually investment opportunities in frontier markets? I don't know whether, if there's a country that embraces Bitcoin, it makes you, less likely to invest in it. Or is there a relationship between where you want to be invested and the adoption of Bitcoin?
That's a very, very important question, because, for example, we're invested in Kenya, in Safaricom. And as you know, they developed a very ingenious payment system where people without bank accounts could make transfers of payments around the country, actually even around the world. And there's an example of technology hitting a frontier market with incredibly positive results. And you don't need Bitcoin, you don't need cryptocurrency. You can still have your transfers without a bank account, very convenient. And this is where I think the whole system is going globally.
Mark, I mean, the other question we have is, of course, what do you do with the Delta variant? So you have some countries that have zero tolerance on COVID, others that will remain open and try to manage through the possible, continuation of the pandemic. Does that change your view on, whether a company is invested, or do you just look at it longer term?
Yeah, one of the things we've learned, if you look at the markets, you'll see that after the February-March downturn, as a result of the scare for COVID, markets have been moving up. Almost all markets around the world are up. Commodity prices are up. Life does go on. I mean, a lot of people have been ignoring the economic impact of COVID and have realized that they can continue to work and do business. Now, the problem is that governments around the world are not unified in the way they approach things. For example, I was surprised to learn yesterday that the UK does not recognize vaccinations done in the UAE, in Dubai. Now, does that make any sense at all? I just can't figure this out. But this is the kind of problem you're having globally. But people are working around these issues.
Mark, talk to me a little bit about gold. So I think last time you were on, you wanted 10% of gold in your portfolios across the board because you see currencies being devalued. Given what happened in the last 2 months, does that 10% go to 15%, or do you keep it at that level?
No, I would keep it at 10%. I would sell some if it goes up and then buy more if it goes down, so that you hold the 10%. And the reason why I believe that, and by the way, I'm talking about physical gold. It should be not in a fund or in a gold mining company, but in physical gold. And the reason for that is we know that all these currencies are going to devalue, including the US dollar. The US dollar money supply has gone up by over 30% just in 1 year. And then you have all the cryptocurrencies and other currencies around the world that are printing like crazy. So I think at the end of the day, it's very important to have gold as a currency, as a medium of exchange.